Pittsburgh Steelers just handed Nick Herbig $100 million. That one contract might be the best thing that could have ever happened to the Chicago. Stay with me because there's a trade right there on the table. Brian Poles is paying attention, picks up the phone. Day. What is going on, Postal Game? Postman 1914 back in the mailbox, and today we are delivering something special. This, why it is a rumor, isn't a dream. This is the legitimate, right now, trade scenario being floated about, and it involves one of the Bears' biggest problems heading into 2026. I'm talking about Alex Highsmith for the Pittsburgh Steelers coming to the Chicago Bears, and why Tariq Stevenson might be the key unlocks it. Let's open the mail. Let's start in Pittsburgh because this is where the story begins. Steelers just locked up Nick Herbig, 4 years, $100 million, $42 million guaranteed. That's a massive commitment to a guy who's, I guess, their best pass rusher at the moment. Not named TJ Watt, but here's the problem. They already have TJ. They already have Alex Highsmith. That's three edge rushers, three large contracts, one position. Highsmith, I believe, is on the books for more than 20 million, both 26 and 27. Steelers can save $14.5 million in cap space this year alone. They trade him. Pittsburgh reporters, people who cover the team every single day, already saying it out loud. Pittsburgh Post Gazette, and I'm paraphrasing, said, if you're going to trade him, do it now, not with 1 year left on the deal. Value window is open. So Pittsburgh, I believe, is a motivated seller. They don't have to move Highsmith, but they have every reason to. And let me tell you, I think, why this man needs to be in a Bear uniform, Bear fans. So Alex Highsmith last year, I believe, had 9.5 sacks in 13 games. Uh, he's already had a double-digit sack season, and he is 28 years old. So I believe he's heading into what we classify as the peak seasons of his career. And as a pass rusher, being something that the Bears are deficient in, Montez Sweat is locked in into his deal for the next couple years. But after that, serious question mark. We got Dale Adangbo coming off ACL injuries. Jamar Turner coming back from an injury last year, and there are question marks about his performance. 75 snaps, I believe, his whole entire rookie career. So that's not proof for the rotation. It's more a prayer. And I think that Alex Highsmith walks in and immediately gives Caleb Williams something that the offense desperately needs. And I think that is a defense that can get to the quarterbacks, plain and simple. You want to protect quarterbacks, you build a pass rush that makes the other quarterback uncomfortable. I think that that creates a short field for our quarterback and gives less opportunities for the defense not to be able to pin their ears back. And I think that at $17 million a year on average, today's market, that has to be a deal. Might be still less than what Montez Sweat makes on his own. And Highsmith, I believe, is a second tier contract, but he is offering you first tier production. So the rumor proposal has been the Bears send out Tariq Stevenson and a third round pick, and the Steelers send back Alex Highsmith and a seventh round pick. Let me be real with you guys. This is a Bears heavy package. I believe that Chicago is giving up more in capital than they're getting back in raw draft capital, but that's the point. I don't believe you get a proven pass rusher for free. So let me walk you through why I believe each piece makes sense. Tariq Stevenson is a second round pick from 2023, and I believe that he's in the final year of his rookie deal. We just drafted Malik Muhammad, and with him being in the secondary, looks to be a worthy replacement. Not to mention, PFF ranked Tariq as one of the worst boundary corners last year overall for the season. But, and I think this matters, he is still a starting caliber cornerback in the right system. He's big, plays man coverage, physical, and the Steelers actually need corner help after signing Jamel Dean. But I still think that they have overall starting and depth concerns. So Stevenson, being a 1 year plus rental, if he feels a real need and gives them flexibility, pairing up with Jaquan Brisker, he can cash out in free agency. For Chicago, I think this is addition by subtraction. You move a player that you weren't planning to extend anyway, and you get something meaningful in return, even if it's only for the 2 years, rather than losing Stevenson next year in free agency for nothing. So the 3rd year pick, I believe, is a pot sweetener, if you will, something that gives a realistic chance for us to snatch away or nab Alex Highsmith away from Pittsburgh, because 3rd round, I think that pick has a lot of value because it has potential starter or long term depth piece value. Pittsburgh can understand that they're giving away a proven talent, but they also get back a 3rd round pick that offers them the opportunity to replace that. So the pick doesn't need to be insane, because I believe that's kind of the sweet spot. The 7th coming back to us is kind of a bonus, a little bit of a thank you, Ryan Poles, and he collects what I like to call, like, more so a stamp. And every stamp that you get collects uh value and adds to the portion of being a book. So here's what I want to do right here. And I think that this trade is somewhat of a slam dunk for the Bears, but there are real questions about it. One, and I think this is a good question. Can the Bears absorb $20 million a year for Highsmith on top of what they're already paying the defense? I do understand that we have ways to create cap flexibility, but it is a commitment in some way. Two, are they really willing to give up 3rd round pick? That choked me up when I said it, because Poles, in some ways, has built this roster through the draft. Pardon with day 2 capital, although he's not done so well with 3rd round picks, would be somewhat tough because that's not an easy thing to do. But I think it offers the 3rd point, which is, does Stevenson have enough left in him to intrigue Pittsburgh? 2025 was kind of rough, ended with a benching of sorts at the end of the year, but he is 26, a former 2nd round pick, has to be motivated in the final year of his contract. And I do believe that he posted on Instagram stating that the last 2 years were on him, and this one is for his son. So plan for your kid, plan for your contract. I think that's a guy that has a chip on his shoulder and could be a reclamation project in Pittsburgh. I think that in itself is what kind of adds the value there. So my take, Ryan, do the deal. I think the Bears are in their window right now. If you classify having a championship window, Caleb is young, Ben Johnson is young, and they are building something real in Chicago. And I don't think that you win championships with question marks on either side of the ball, especially at pass rush. Smith is a proven guy. Sweat on the other end can help out and assist in that. So I would say that you got to get him. So here's what I'm stamping as far as this goes. Tariq was always going to walk in free agency. The Bears were not going to extend him. So if the question was never if they lose him, if it's always been a win, then trading him now while he still has value to somebody, while also I think acquiring what might be the key to unlocking your pass rush in ultimate ways, could be the smart play. Alex gives this defense a second bookend as far as the defensive edge rush goes. He makes Montez, I think, a bit scarier. Makes the defensive line in the whole a problem for offensive coordinators around the league. And most importantly, I think that it makes for Caleb's job to be a bit easier, because when the defense can also win games, the quarterback and the offense that can and should win the majority of the games does not have to carry everything. So if we had to classify this as male, I believe this is certified. I didn't believe so early in the year, but we got to deliver this package here. Ryan Poles, Hosius calling. I'm delivering a message to you. Pick up the phone. So, Postal Gang, if you rock with this trade, drop a bear emoji in the comments. If you think the Bears will be giving up too much, let me know why. And if you think this is a bad trade altogether, drop it in the comments below. I want to hear about it. I want to read about it. Trust me, Posty reads every comment. Don't forget to like the content. Subscribe if you are not already a member of the channel. Hit that cash out. Chats are welcome to support the month stream. And until next time, until next delivery, I am your boy, Postman 1914. Bear down. We are on.